Okay, so we're going to create the background of this pattern, and for that I'm going to use some water. This is my sap green color, crimson lake, and this is ultramarine blue, a little bit of ultramarine blue, and this is raw umber, or you can mix your burnt sienna with black color and get this color. So these are the four colors that we're going to need for creating the background. So for the very first thing which we need to do is we're going to apply some water around this motif. So I have already created this part, this side, and so just make sure that you don't touch the color of this flower. Just leave a tiny little line outside it. So I'm just spreading some water around this motif here. Okay, and then I'm just going to add these colors randomly. I'll start with the crimson lake color over here. So I'm just taking some color from my palette and I'm going to add it on my paper. Now I'm going really random with this. So only thing which I'm going to keep in mind is I want dark places around the petals, around the light side of the petals, like this, so that you get a 3D look for these leaves. Wash your brush and take the sap green color and you add it over here like this. So when you blend these two colors, these are two complementary colors, they look great together, but when you mix them, they're going to give a very bad color. Bad color as in they're going to give you a shade of brown over here. So this is the dirty brown that I have here, and now with just water in my brush, I'm going to spread this on the rest of my paper, on the rest of this side of paper over here. So if you feel there is extra color in your brush, always wash it again and again, and again, and it is done. So keep a tissue handy with you so that you can keep on cleaning the color, or maybe just to soak the extra color that your brush has absorbed. So now same way over here next to this bird, I'm just adding some more water. So the very first step is always add some water. So the technique that we are using here is called the wet on wet technique. So I'm just extending this layer all the way to the base of this part like this. And now next is, let's add some crimson lake. So I'm going to add it over here. And a bit of the same color on this side, a little bit on this groove over here. Then a bit over here. Clean your brush, and I'm going to add a little bit of this ultramarine blue or cerulean blue, whichever blue you have taken for this part. Don't go for the cobalt blue. It is not going to give a very good shade when you blend it with Crimson Lake. So it's going to be a little bit on purple touch. So as you can see, this area is pretty much dried up. There is no water over here. So just the very first step, again, you just go ahead and add some water to this area and quickly spread it, otherwise it is going to leave a mark on your paper. And side by side we're going to blend it with the green color also. So this will happen with a clean brush, and there you go. I'm taking a little bit of raw umber for this part. So the water plays a very vital role while creating this background. It can spoil your drawing and it can also enhance the look of your drawing at the very same time. So be very careful while you're adding water. It should not be a lot. At the same time, it should not be so less that it dries quickly. Make sure there are no prominent colored lines or the watermarks anywhere on this background. We want it to look really soft. And then, okay, so this is going to be a little bit interesting over here. So just add water first. And then take your Crimson Lake and we start from the center here. Wash your brush, add a bit of sap green at the base over here. And a bit of sap green on top. A bit of raw amber somewhere here maybe. I'm just going random with my colors again. And then wash your brush, little bit water in your brush, not a lot, and then you just spread it. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to lift some color, clean it, then spread it again. You have some color in your brush, clean it, wash your brush, repeat. So just pick up some extra color if you have over there and you will get the desired look. Just remember, no prominent line. I'm saying this again and again, but it need to be done. There should not be any prominent line. Let's move on to the outer part around the leaves. See, this is called, this line over here is called as a prominent line. It leaves a watermark on your paper, which is not a very beautiful sight to look at. But we're going to blend this. So I just added some water over here, a little bit here. So here so just let me add a texture and give this a highlight of a leaf. So again the color remains the same, it is the sap green color, but I'm using my 1 number brush here, and I'm going to give it a little tiny bit look of a leaf over here, something like this, adding color. Right, then take some raw umber, add it with this green over here like this, and with some water I'm going to spread it so that prominent line over here is now hidden. Then so moving further, let's do the same thing for this part. Add some water, and then this has a lot of raw amber texture here, so I'm just randomly adding it. Wash your brush, take some green, and green goes over here. Okay, and let's give a little flower bud kind of impression over here. So just blend this with the same brush. So as you can see, there is a lot of water on my paper. I'm just giving some direction to this water, and just remove the excess color that you have. So then I'm taking some crimson. Oh, there's no water over here. Here it is. So a tiny little patch. Then I'm taking a lot of water in my brush. And I'm trying to make this in like a little flower bud over here. And see, so we have a rough corner. I'm going to just blend it with a clean brush. Give it some more green. So I'm just cleaning the area under this. So now this kind of look like a part of the background which is really light. Or we're going to give a stem to this particular flower bud. I'm just trying to smooth out this area. There should not be any lines over here as it's a big area. Okay, so this is my sap green color again. I'm just taking a little color on the tip of the brush and just give it a little tiny little stem which is going inside the misty brownish greenish color, something like this. Okay, now we're coming on the next side over here. Let's start from the top part. Oh, we almost left this area. Okay, so this is again water and a bit of crimson lake. Too much. Wash your brush and then adjust it. And then green. Okay, so as you can see, this leaf of mine is almost blended with the background, which I don't like. I'll try to make this area under the leaf little lighter. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to color this leaf one more time and give it a little brighter shade here. Not brighten, so I'll allow it to dry and then I'm going to color over this leaf. Okay, so now coming on this side, on the other side, I'll just add some water. Okay, then we start by adding this crimson lake color. So I'm going to start it from here. Then I'm going to add a bit of ultramarine blue or the cerulean blue, so that it gives you a little purple kind of texture or color here. Okay, and then just blend it with the background. Done. So this is what we want for this particular petal. If you'll see, it is looking a little bit in a third dimension. So now next, for this area over here, I'm going to add some green. And some raw umber. Give it a little dark, dirty color. Let's make it a little more dark. I'm going to add a bit of blue over here. Yes. Okay, so now this is good. It is really good and dark. And then just go ahead and blend it with the background. So it's a little bit color in your brush and just blend it. So color marks, border marks. Okay, so again, now let's come a little bit in this area, add some water. Then start with your raw umber here. Why I'm taking raw umber? Because this is the densest area of this particular motif. There are red flowers, green stems and leaf. So if you use either of these two colors, it's going to blend with the flower or the green or the leaf. The same thing which happened over here. so we don't want that to happen. That's why I'm adding some brown over here first. And then take your crimson lake, and yes, good to go. Okay. Alright, so this cavity over here, so as you can see, the flower is really light, so I'm going to give this a little darker place, this cavity. So I'm starting with again the raw amber, adding blue to it. And then the crimson lake. Right, clean your brush, clean your brush, clean your brush. Add some sap green color over here. There's a lot of light coming. Okay, so now next is just blend this before the water on the surface of the paper dries up. Blend it, blend it, blend it. Okay, then next is the side. This side is going to be a little greenish and little crimsony. So add water, water, water. So this time I'm just covering this complete area with water first. And then the crimson lake color first, going on top of this petal here. Just make sure the color that you choose is really fresh. You should not mix it with the brown in advance over there. Just add it fresh. Okay. Finish it. Same thing. Raw amber going in this cavity. Blue. And then the green. Water patch, blend it, we don't need it. Okay, so coming back to this area again, Here we have water. This is my raw amber color. Wash your brush, add some blue. Wash your brush and pick a lot of color from this area. This is a lot of color. So just pick it up with your brush. Clean it, wash it, repeat. So now I have some color in my brush, this brown shade only, which I'm going to add over here in between the stems and give it a little brownish texture over here. So the base for the background is done. And then the next thing is I need my tiny 1 number brush here. And then I'm going to start from this side because this one is dried up. Okay, so let's work on this leaf first. This is bothering me a bit, so I'm just adding a layer of water, then the sap green color on top of it. And then this little bit of raw amber. Clean it and then spread it. Alright, so a little improvement over there. Okay, so the next thing is I need the burnt, this raw amber, little bit of green with it, and here, and this complete blue color. So what I mixed here is green, raw amber and the blue color. Green, this is ultramarine blue, and raw amber, or the burnt sienna. So I'm going to make some tiny little branches over here. So here we go. So just hold your 1 number brush or 0 number brush really perpendicular with the paper and then draw these little branches. So again, this should not be a lot of water for this one. Okay, so then there is this branch coming from here. I'm just giving this branch a little highlight over here. Okay, so this thing is done. Yes, a tiny little leaf somewhere over here. Okay, so now coming on the other side over here, again just I'm drawing these little tiny branches. So whenever you draw these branches, always start from the base. Always start from the base because we need the top really thin. So if you'll start from the top itself, you don't know how thin you can start with. right? So just go from the base, and as you go forward, just barely touch your paper with the brush and give it a free hand stroke, and there you go. So if you're using a 0 number brush, you will get even finer lines than this one. A tiny little leaf over here, one on this side. Okay, just giving this a little extension. And a bit of highlight for these two stems. Okay, same thing I'm going to do for all these branches, just giving it a little highlight. Alright, so then one more step is remaining over here. The same burnt raw amber, blue and green mixture, this greenish brownish color I'm going to apply over here for the center of this flower. Okay, and then I'm going to take some black color. This black I'm going to take from my color palette, and I'm going to add it on the base, and then I'm just going to draw some dots on the surface. That is, I'm just dab your brush as finely as you can do this. Done. A little bit of dabbing is required for the center of this flower also. Okay. So if you want, you can give a little bit highlight with this black color here and there. And little bit of black color for the bases. Wherever you have your tip of the branches or these little tiny stems, you're going to give them a little dark tone over there, because that is supposed to be the shadow of the flower. And just a little bit of blending. So with a clean brush, I'll try and blend this black color with the green. Okay, all done.